Don't do that. Don't allow that to take over your mind. Find joy in your solitariness. Take a drive on your own. Enjoy nature on your own and find yourself again. Make sure you have a routine and run with the routine. Keep a fixed routine. That saves you from the intrusive thoughts that may come after a divorce. Welcome to Unfiltered Psyche, where we share with you tips on mental health that may be explained in simple terms. And so in today's episode, we are talking about how to remain functional after a divorce. Now, one of the significant things about divorce is that it could be a very traumatic experience, because before someone considers divorce, they would have gone through some form of turbulence in their marriage, and because of that maybe considering a divorce, and that turbulence alone could be traumatic and very stressful. And then again, the challenges that come with the divorce, the demands of going through a divorce process can be traumatic, and that is why we are doing this video, to help anybody who may be contemplating a divorce or going through a divorce process, or even just got divorced. Now, the first thing to consider to remain functional after a divorce or as you go through a divorce process is that always have a routine. At least within the first 6 months to a year after a divorce or through a divorce process, make sure you have a routine. Now, what does a routine look like? A routine is basically knowing what your day will come with and what your weeks will come with. So decide, if you're an 8 to 5 person, decide what time you want to wake up, what you want to do as your morning ritual in the morning. Maybe you want to exercise, you want to do your quiet time and stuff like that. And decide what time you want to get to work and what you want to do when you get to work, even before the activities of the day start. Decide that you will make sure you get out of your chair, you take a walk after maybe 2-3 hours, and then decide that you will not miss your lunch. You make sure you're taking your lunch as and when you should. So make sure you have a routine and run with the routine. Keep a fixed routine. That saves you from the intrusive thoughts that may come after a divorce. It also helps you to be a bit more hopeful about a day, and then it also helps you to remain grounded within the day, knowing that you have your hands on something and you are working through something. So make sure you have a routine right after a divorce or as you go through a divorce. That will keep you grounded, that will keep you stabilized, and that will keep you looking forward and going as the days roll by. Now, the next one is that make sure you prioritize your self-care. When you go through a divorce, or once you're going through a divorce, not eating and not sleeping well and all those kinds of things do not become optional anymore. They become survival things to do. So make sure you are caring for yourself. Make sure you are taking your showers as you should. Make sure you are eating as much as you should. Make sure you are taking enough water as you should. Make sure you are going to get some leisure. Okay, do something to make you happy as much as you can, and fix these things within your routine. Else you are likely to lose yourself after a divorce. You are likely not to realize that you are not eating well, that you are not sleeping well, that you are talking to someone on the phone more than you should, that you are binging on social media because of the intrusive thoughts and because you may be going away in your mind from time to time. So make every effort to care for yourself. Put in your exercise regimen, put in your social activities, and then make sure you are caring for yourself and be deliberate about it. At least within the first 6 to 1 year of a divorce, make sure you are caring for yourself the best way you can. Number 3, make every effort to get significant, useful people around you. Okay, once you're going through a divorce, make sure that you have someone helping you with your financial management, because after a divorce, your perception about money can change, what to use money for. Sometimes you may not even realize that your self-esteem may be so impacted that you may use a lot of your money to compensate for your self-esteem. You may buy things you don't need just because of the impact of a divorce. So get somebody to help you with your financial management and ensure that the person is skilled enough to help you make the right decisions regarding your finances. Get a good physician to attend to your physical health needs, and After a divorce, make it a point to be consistent with your physical health check. Get a good physician, check in with a person. Else, some people after a divorce, 2-3 years after a divorce, and even sometimes 6 months, they develop hypertension and diabetes, and all their physical health conditions begin to show up because now their bodies may be bearing the brunt of the divorce. So make an effort to sign up and get a good physician. If it's just one person, you just go in and get checked physically, and you cannot compromise on what I'm about to say next. Make sure you have a psychologist you are working with. It's part of your support system. And make sure that you get your psychologist on your side and you go in for your therapy sessions, whether you have something to talk about or not, because after a divorce, the emotions can just run wild. There are times that you just feel very happy because you feel your life is going so well, and then suddenly something hits you hard, and sometimes you can't get out of the woods. So make sure you have a psychologist and you are constantly in talks with this person and working through your emotions with this person. This will help you stay afloat during and after a divorce. Now, number 4 is that pour yourself into something. Okay, once you're going through a divorce, don't fixate on your work, don't fixate on one person who is soothing your emotional pain. So you're constantly talking to this person and sharing things and crying on this person, and this person takes you out and all of that. And also for others, it's just about work. You get to work at 6 a.m. and you leave work at 10 p.m. That will make you break down. Don't do that. After a divorce, make sure that you are pouring yourself into something useful. And if I say something useful, what I mean is that if you have a talent, pour yourself into the talent. If you have people you can support to learn a skill, pour yourself into them. So make sure you are pouring yourself into something. If there's something you can leverage on, there's somebody who needs your support, your advice, your counsel, your presence, make sure you are there, and make sure that it is such that you are also not taking on too much. So pour yourself into something that gives you joy, and make sure it is well calculated, as it were, so that you don't overdo yourself. And then finally, after a divorce, find joy in your solitariness. Okay, make sure you can stay alone. Help yourself to be alone. And if I say alone, I'm not talking about locking yourself in a room and crying all day. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about spending time with yourself, with things and doing things that give you a lot of rest. So for some people, it might be reading. For others, it might be taking walks. For others, it might be just sitting in nature or walking in nature. Whatever gives you optimum rest, make sure you do it. So find joy in solitariness, because after a divorce you may feel like you need to get into other people's life and then get woven into society once again. Of course, because sometimes of the stigma of being divorced, am I accepted and all of that. Don't allow that to take over your mind. Find joy in your solitariness. Take a drive on your own. Enjoy nature on your own, and find yourself again, and release yourself. Allow yourself to find you again. And the best way is to enjoy your solitariness and keep asking yourself, am I enjoying this? Is there something more I can enjoy? And engage your psychologist about these things till you find yourself again and find your individuality again. Then we can be sure that you come out of that divorce situation strong, resilient, and ready for the next life that you have. These are the 5 things to do when you are coming out of a divorce, or when you come out of a divorce. And I hope these things help you to stay afloat and functional as you go through this divorce process. Work with your psychologist and align with the person so that you can be helped and so that you can receive the best form of care. Thank you very much, and I hope you find this useful.